Hi everyone, thank you very much for stopping by and returning to the old world. It's not just the old world we're returning to this week, but also the theme of Night Goblins. Now, if you watched my video from a couple of weeks ago, you'll know that I recently added a force of 15 Night Goblins to my fledgling Orc and Goblin army. And I'm hoping to add 15 more across the month of November to give me one full-sized unit of 30, which will allow me to take the maximum number of fanatics with that unit, namely 3. Now, in order to field a Night Goblin force, I also need to have a Night Goblin character. You do pay a bit of a tax on Night Goblins. So, because I wanted this force to be GW legal, mostly because I've not been to Warhammer World before, or been to a Warhammer official event, and I wanted a force that I'd be able to use should I ever have the opportunity / inclination to do so, I had a look at what I'd need from the Games Workshop website. Now, character-wise, the cheapest points is paying the tax for the Night Goblins is to get a Night Goblin boss. And if I want Night Goblin bosses, I need to buy a pack of 4 models, which comes out at the price of £25. Now, I know there's a lot of single models out there for about the £20 mark, but for 4 little goblins, paying £6.25 per goblin feels unnecessarily expensive. If I want a Shaman, I'm buying a pack of 3 for £18.75. Again, £6.25 per model. Now, at most, for Night Goblins, I probably do want a level 4 Night Goblin wizard in my force. I might want one other character, possibly a boss, possibly another Shaman. So buying a pack of 3 or a pack of 4 models feels a bit over the top. So I had a thought really around converting my own miniatures, using the Night Goblin mob set as the basis for that. Building a unit of 30 does mean I have stuff for 10 more complete models left in the box. And I know that I want 3 fanatics and a character out of that. So that is only 4 of the 6 extra bits. So let's have a look at how I think we can fairly easily rummage together some characters and fanatics for use in our forces that would remain at the core Games Workshop models, therefore legal for a Warhammer store or a Games Workshop event, without breaking the bank and splashing out unnecessarily on characters and fanatics. So thinking about what we want to build, that's a Night Goblin character and 3 fanatics. Let's have a bit of a look at the sprues and what's left over after I've finished building the 30 Night Goblin archers that I want to use for my unit. And then looking first at the command sprue. The reason for this is we know there's plenty of heads, bodies and legs left over, and I don't think they need to look particularly fancy for the purpose of Night Goblin characters, and can easily be made different from the rank and file through the paint job. But I do want the equipment to look a little bit different. So here we can see on this sprue we've got some various bits for musician arms. There's some bits to go on the top of standards, some more musician parts and decorative bits to hang off banner poles, a couple of banners themselves, and then we've got some banner poles. In the first instance, I think I'm going to be looking at making a Night Goblin Shaman. So what parts do I think I'll be using? So for one arm, he needs a suitable wizard's staff. So that means utilising one of the banner poles. I'm thinking this one just here looks like it's going to be a useful bit of kit for that. But it's too long, and so I think I'll want to cut it down and put something interesting on top. We've got some interesting things that are meant to go at the top of poles here. A skull, something that looks remarkably like a Skaven shape, and a bad moon. I think I'll probably go with the skull option. As for the other hand, well, I don't want a musician part, and looking at the other sprue, none of the options here really grab me as things I want to use. Till we get to this point, and this dagger you see just here. I think if we can trim one of the other hands, we can put an interesting dagger option on it, which would be suitable for a wizard. This musician hand here looks like it would be one of the easier hands to trim off and tidy up. Plus the mouthpiece of the trumpet horn thing could easily be the top of a dagger. All that remains is to cut out the relevant parts, put together some legs. I quite like these well-robed legs just here for this. So one of the bodies, doesn't really matter too much which one, I don't think. And a suitable head, maybe the one with the bones. That's the one I've used as the champion for my Night Goblin unit, but could easily make that work here as well. So having made those choices, let's cut them out, put the model together. Here we see the finished model of the Night Goblin Shaman. Now, to measure the staff, I assembled the rest of the model, put the arm where it needed to be, and then chose a rough point to make the cut. So nothing too precise there. Probably could have had the staff a little bit shorter, but overall I think it is small enough that it's not going to be mistaken for a standard. And with the little conversion on the knife, I think it does stand out as a distinct model. I'll be painting this outside of the normal Night Goblin palette as well, so it will stand out with a different colour scheme as well. Now the fanatics are going to be a little bit more difficult, and not all of the parts you need to build something like that can be readily obtained from the Night Goblin box. Yes, the bodies, heads, legs, arms, etc. can all be easily done. Just snipping away spears, etc. will give you 2 free hands, which can be posed at different angles. But there will be extra bits needed. You'll need a ball of some description, either a ball of green stuff, some sprue goo, or something along those sort of lines, and also, I think, aspects of rope or chain. I suppose a bit of string could be used for this effect, or a bit of jewellery train, all of which should be relatively easily accessible. I'm not going to cover the fanatics as part of this video, but rather just focusing my attentions on this individual character. And here is my Night Goblin Shaman, all painted up and based, ready to take to the field at the head of the contingent of Night Goblins in my Orc and Goblin force. Overall, I have to say I am pleased with how he's come out, and I'm also very happy that I've been able to do this purely out of parts from a single kit, saving myself a few pounds in the process. I hope you've enjoyed this video and me trying to figure out how best to use the parts in the box to build the characters, which would normally be a fairly significant expense compared to the rank and file. All that remains for me to say is thank you once again for listening. I am returned to the old world. Have a great day.